Come on. Come on. That doesn't get you hype. I don't know what else would.
Nothing.
Peace and blessings. It is your boy, Eli Rex, aka Vibes, man. And welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brothers, man. You guys know what this is. That's Mr. Glass Half Full. That's Speed, if you nasty now.
Hey,
And I'm with my
let's
brother El Jefe, aka White Jersey, aka Blue Jersey, aka El Shefe, aka Dammy Daniel. It's in the building here tonight. And guys, man, thank you for spending your Tuesday night with us, man. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe, share the link, get a follow from us, man. Let's be in tune with the revival, man. You guys know what this is, but hit that thumbs up. It helps us out a lot, especially getting these special guests, right, guys?
I gotta tell
back, man.
I gotta tell you, Eli. Number one, it's damn good to have you back. Feels like
Yes.
It feels great.
It feels like
feels
it's been
great.
a while. But the tripod, it's just not right until the three are together.
You're right.
The world is right again.
Hey,
And this
guys,
feels,
cheers.
This feels good. Let's get it.
Cheers.
Hey, let's get a
Yes, sir.
cheers, man. Guys,
Come on.
let's see,
Cheers to all you guys out
those
there,
glasses. Let's
girls.
put a cheers in there, man. But guys, man, I'm talking, man. I got all fluid in my lungs, man, but I'm still here with you guys. I'm rocking with you, man. Yeah, I'm down. I was down bad, man, but I'm coming back, baby. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Let's go around the room, man. But wait, hold on. Before we go around the room here, there's a couple things that we got to get out the way here. Let's get pumped. Let's get hyped. Who got a gigantic sack here?
You want to see a gigantic sack? I don't know what
I
kind
want to
of
see the
program.
biggest sack ever. Let's
I
go.
don't know what kind of
go.
program you thought you tuned into. Here's a gigantic sack for you, right in your face. Here we go. My goodness.
That was a big sack.
That was huge. And his first two, like if you see it on the angle watching the game, like literally looked like he slowed up at that too. But that impact on that angle, woo,
I tried to watch that like as if I were the quarterback. And think about how much time like that dude put his back foot down and was hit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like Thibodeau was there, like fucking that, dude.
I don't. In what world is it smart to leave Thibodeau unblocked? Completely unblocked.
Stupid.
I just don't understand. He's like, I think it was almost to his detriment. Like, I think if he was blocked, he would have went for the strip sack. But like, he was so open, his eyes got so big. He's like, I gotta eat. And he just hammered this dude.
The left tackle was completely fooled because if he blocked Thibodeau, I forget who was next to him, would have walked in too. So
right.
I think Wink had him confused because somebody was going on block there in that moment. How it wasn't a strip sack. A lot of people are upset. He didn't strip it.
No,
he didn't get a safety. Like, can we not get greedy? I was talking to Spiro about this before.
I know.
This is Thibodeau. This kid has been groomed for the NFL, and this is the first time he had an unblocked just quarterback. Like,
he was a missile. Heat-seeking missile.
He just is going to make a play. He did exactly what he was trained to do his whole life. So I'm not mad at him. Like, I'm surprised Taylor hang on to the ball. I'll tell you that much.
Listen, though, and he's a rookie, man. All of those are weapons in the arsenal during time. Like, you know what I mean? Like the strip sack. It'll come. Like, guys, you got to understand, just getting that first one, Thibodeau is hungry, man. I think it's going to be many more to come in this day and age, man. Trust me, man. But shout out to Thibodeau. He did, because a lot of fans are like, oh, he's going to get sacks. And listen, even I was like, man, all right, come on, he got to get home. But when you watch the film, right, a lot of holding. So I was like, oh, no, listen, it's only a matter of time, man, that he's going to eat. And he ate. That's a gigantic sack right there, man. But listen, guys.
Big old sack.
A big old sack right there, man. Ooh, you want to juggle it.
Well, I'll say this.
Pause.
I'll say this.
Who did that caption, by the way?
Oh, that was, I don't know. That was a great caption.
That's I think Revival. Not a Revival.
No.
That was the boss. The boss does all that tweeting.
Boss does it, yeah.
Yes. We're just workers. guys. We don't own it. We just work for Revival.
Aziz coming back is going to unleash KT. He's going to unleash it because Thibodeau was getting doubled all the time as a rookie. Now you can't double both sides now. Aziz came back and he was ready to go, bro. Those ends,
and he was
that front four was eating, dude. I love it.
They look good, man. But hold on, because right now we're giving a little bit away of the show. Let's bring this back just a little bit, guys. Let's not go around the room. You guys already know how our weekend was. Let's just get right into this, man. And we're going to talk about a couple things here, right? let's just get this out the way because this is New York Revival, right? I know we had some soccer talk coming up, guys. U.S., man, unfortunately, they didn't make their thing, man, but the results wasn't exactly how we thought it was, man. But Speed, Hefe, you guys saw the game while I was out for the count, man. What's going on? How'd you feel about that game?
Hefe, you want it?
Yeah, they ain't ready. They're young. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like this was not going to be a year where, you know, they've at the moment one star and he's 24 years old. He's going to be around for the next at least 2 World Cups, it looks like. And I think they're the second youngest team going into the tournament. They were the youngest at the round of 16. So good experience for those guys. And they just need to develop stars because now you start to see Portugal play today. Holy my God, they rung up 5 goals like it was nothing without Ronaldo.
Yeah.
So there are countries out there that are just light years ahead of us. This is their bread and butter. So USA still has a lot of ground to make up, but future is bright. We'll get there.
We're here for 26. We're here for 2026. That's when you have to come step up to the plate. It feels like eons from now, but it's 4 more years. But they're not going to be young anymore. Everybody that's on this roster has experience. You get one more young guy in here and solidify the defense because the defense sucked. Get the defense right.
Oh yeah,
2026 is our year. It's our year. We're gonna make a run, and JS, come on, man. Hey,
I love that our people have to think they have to apologize for being late. Just don't let it happen again. I mean,
we start late. We start late. You don't Coughlin time. We have revival time. We're 5 minutes late. We start 5 minutes late.
Yeah, that's
right. Usually 5 minutes late.
That's fired. I think that's dope to do. Listen, we're on revival time. 5 minutes late is acceptable. It's all right.
Eli, speaking of gigantic sacks, you mind if I say hi to some of the fellas in the chat here?
Please do, man. Please. Yeah, the revival guests, man. Let's do it.
Victor in the house. How you doing, bro?
How you doing?
My man Brian's in the house.
Brian.
What it do, gang?
What it do, Adam?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Kevin Wilson in the house. Brian, I don't know if you can elaborate on this. But I don't know what.
Listen, I don't know what
you think you saw.
Hit that link, Brian, man, so you can come up and, we got to discuss that, man. I got to definitely elaborate on that a little bit, man. Hit that link when we drop it in there for sure. Guys, don't forget you can call in, too. Absolutely. You can call in, too, guys, but we're going to get right into it, guys. Listen.
All right, let's get
We're going to go. Listen. Let's do Verlander really quick because that's a Mets thing. And, Spee, I'm going to just pass this to you, but.
I got you.
He's got the Mets hat.
I got you. Don't worry. Listen, what we did was we swapped Jacob deGrom for Justin Verlander. It's very simple. And there's going to be
86 million two-year deal.
That's fine. That's pennies. It's pennies to the big man.
I'm about to say that's a good deal.
Yeah. You're not concerned that he's our age, throwing 100 miles an hour.
Well, here I'll say this: he already had his second Tommy John already, so he's like got a new fucking arm again. It's like rookie of the year when he just fucking broke his shit. Yeah, he's like he's ready to go now. He's ready to go. No, but seriously, the Mets are competing for a World Series in the next 2 years. He's got to give us 2 years. That's it. It's not a long-term deal. Give him all his money and make it happen. They swapped deGrom for Verlander. Verlander having a 1.75 ERA. That's very low for you guys out there. They're not baseball guys. Very fucking low as a 40-year-old. So they're all
40?
in.
He's 40.
Yeah, dude. He's old. He's old. But Stevie Cohen,
but he's still slinging it though. I'll give him that.
He's slinging it, man. He's slinging it, and we need him to be. And deGrom. Listen, deGrom had arm issues. His elbow was ready to go again at some point soon. They made a calculated decision. We'll see how it works out. Knowing us Mets fans, we'll have fucking egg in our face, and it's going to turn out terribly. But let's hope Verlander stays healthy.
Met way.
Let's go. That's all. We don't need to talk about. And then, hey, for the Yankees, I'll say this. This might be a hot take. The evil empire is dead if they don't sign Judge. It is. They are no longer the big bad Yankees that sign everybody. They are dead if they don't sign the MVP of the league.
They have no identity if they let him go.
No, and this is so pissing me off, but I don't want to. Yankees, just do the right thing.
You're the goddamn Yankees. Just write the check.
You're the Yankees. Like, you guys are making us Yankee fans look terrible right now. Like, how? Never mind. I was about to go in. I got you on another show. I promise y'all. I got y'all on another show, or maybe a New York Revival minute or an update. I got you. Oh my God, I got y'all. But here's the thing, man. Let's get right into this, man. The New York Giants played, and this is the first time in many, many years, and it's funny because it's actually with the same team that they actually tied. And I'm gonna go around the room, man. I'm gonna go around the room. But how do you guys feel? And I'm gonna start with El Jefe, man. How do you feel about the Giants tying with the Washington? It's terrible name. Commanders.
It's a terrible fucking name.
No, it's a terrible name.
Team.
If your location is Washington, you need a one-syllable like "bam" as your team name. It can't be Washington Commanders. It's too fucking long.
It's too long. It's too long. Like, imagine a few drinks, you'd be like, Washington Commanders. Like, you'd be slurring that shit. Like, what are we doing?
Were you, sir?
You can't even chant it.
Commanders.
It's just
get out the car, sir. Sprinkle some crack on him.
Get the hell out of here.
You gotta sprinkle a little crack on him. Like, all right, what do you feel, man?
Yeah, shout out Monte. He's in the chat too. That's our guy.
Monte is our guy.
It was as close to. I mean, it felt like a loss. That was a loss because the Giants had it won so many different fucking times. Like, how many times? Like, they were begging you, just put a field goal drive together. That's it. That's like, I feel like the Giants have lost some kind of edge that they had in the first half of the season, where I felt like we have creative play callers that are ahead of the defense almost always, and we make all these adjustments at halftime, and I don't know what happened. I know that there's tape on us now, but it still doesn't feel like we're the same run offense. And if you look at Dave's in post-game pressers, he looks frustrated with Kafka. It's like what, reading between the lines there. You know, he came out and he said something like they coach better, they had better play calls than we did, talking about our offense. So
shots fired.
He didn't just hint at it. Like, he said they did a better job than our offensive coordinator. So Dave has to get more involved. I don't care if he's got to take some control back. This is a first-time play caller. I know you want to give him a leash and let him learn. You hired him for a reason. But the Giants have lost their mojo completely.
Yeah.
That is such a winnable game. And Washington is a similar team, average quarterback. I think their roster is actually better than ours. But we had that game several times. So that feels like a loss because, you had them down. You were up 7 in the fourth quarter with the ball 3 different times. Kick a field goal. Get a fucking field goal. Yeah. So that's a loss in my book.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it sucks that it feels like that way because Washington's a damn good team, man. They are a good team that went into Eagles' house and whooped them just a couple of weeks ago. So, like, it shouldn't feel like that because we had all our chances, like you said. We had that game won against a very good team that came in hot. But it does feel like that. There was, Richie James and Saquon running into each other, the Slayton drop,
the biggest moment,
the first quarter play call, first half play call at the end of the half, just mind-numbing things. The 4th and 3, like you said, Jeff. Though I feel like Dable's not coaching as aggressively. Like, he at the beginning of the season, he was in fuck it mode. He said, "Fuck it, we're going for 2. Fuck it this, fuck it that. Like, let's just go." He was being aggressive. And now I feel like the winning has caused them to be conservative. It sucks. Like, I need him to get back to fuck it mode.
Get back to fuck it. This is a free year.
Get back to fuck it mode, right?
Hashtag get back to fuck it.
Hashtag get the fuck, and listen, on Kafka, he's very frustrating right now. He's very frustrating, but we have to remember, this is his first year on the job, man. He is a great play designer, and you can see that the play designs are right. They make sense, but his feel for the game has to get better. He has to know when to call certain plays at certain times, and that is what he's lacking right now. And I think that'll come. I'm hoping that'll come with time. He hears all this. I assume he hears all the shit talking, and I hope that he'll learn from all this this Washington game specifically. But man, tough one. E, what do you think about that game, man?
Oh, and I hate to say this, man, but the Giants are looking weaker and weaker, and they're getting stronger as far as, like, healthy, right? They're starting to get some players back, but that aggressiveness that we've seen, the exactly what y'all was saying, that fuck it mode is just gone. Like, I have no idea what happened to them.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're getting so conservative all of a sudden. The only one that shows up to play week in and week out consistently would be Wink freaking Martindale and that defensive unit, right? Like, those guys didn't take a day off. They come to play every week. But it seems like the offense went from aggressive to, okay, don't turn the ball over, to, hold on, man, let's just run it with, all right, wait a minute. We just don't, like, if you don't have confidence in your quarterback or running back, then, man,
I think it's all three. It's all
three faces.
They don't trust the line, running back, wide receivers, quarterback at all.
Then what are we fielding them for? What are they offensive? What are they starting for? Like, guys, you did this you gave them the confidence, and now you're giving it away.
I know.
Like, what is wrong with you? And you know, we're gonna go in and I'm gonna dive in a little bit more on it. But it just seems like they left that aggressiveness that they had at the beginning of the year, that chip on their shoulder. I think they're starting to hear the whispers of coach of the year and etc. And then they're starting to cave to that pressure. Now it's time to just, hey, let's settle down. Let's go out there and say, fuck it. Let's sling this ball. This is a free year. Like, the Giants are still safe. Free. And shout out Hess. And shout out R0B. Free. This is a free season. Go out there and coach. Like you know you're coming back next year. But with things like this, when you start to collapse, we'll have an owner go, is this the right unit? You know what I mean? Like, is this the right people? I will, and of course, we're not even close to that. But in hindsight, like if you used to think back and think about it, right? Common sense would tell you to be like, man, is these the right unit? Like, what happened to these guys? This is a second half collapse all of a sudden. What the hell happened? You'll start to ask questions as an owner. You'll start to ask those questions. What happened, coach? What's going on? That can't happen again. You know what I mean? Especially if you guys coming out this hot. You know, but I want to ask you this, man, and I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Glass Half Full. Will this tie come back to haunt the Giants?
I don't think so. I don't think it will. But what it comes down to now, it absolutely. I feel like nothing else matters other than that other Washington game now. Like that is a playoff game. It would have gave us breathing space had we not tied them. A loss doesn't kill us, but the win would have been it would have gave us some breathing room. Now it's like Washington is the game. That's the playoff game because you have to in your mind, and we'll talk about this later. Think Colts is a W. You need two more W's. Mm-hmm. And Colts could be one, and then where are you going to find that other one? And it's that Washington game, man.
It's got to be Washington.
You got to win a division game at some point. So I don't think it's going to kill us, but it's put way more pressure on that now Sunday night football game. Like if we didn't have enough pressure to begin with, you're sticking them in prime too in Washington versus the Washington Commanders. No, it's
like put a little bouncing ball.
Yeah.
Washington,
put a little pressure on him, man.
Washington Commanders. This is cringy. What you got?
He's right. I don't think it hurts us because Washington is exactly who we're competing for a wild card spot. It's a push. The reason why it sucks is that we had it won. You don't know if you're going to be in that kind of position in Washington. If the ball doesn't bounce your way, you give a couple unlucky turnovers, whatever, you could find yourself down and be like, damn, like we had that game at home. Like that's when it can really hurt us. And, now it's us, Seattle and Washington battling for 2 spots.
Right.
So you got to hope Seattle fucks up. They almost lost to LA. They almost did. Yeah. And it's us in Washington. You got to assume we beat the Colts, but the Colts just went to the wire with Philly. So anything can happen. You beat Philly.
Yeah.
You beat Philly this week.
Well, that changes.
Shit happens. Giants are back. But we got to get that mojo back. It was only a few weeks ago that Dabes looked like a shoe-in to get Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
And now it's like doesn't feel like that anymore, does it?
Yeah.
Hey, do we want to bring up the schedule here, Jeff? What do you think? Because
let's bring the schedule up right now, and let's just really go down and dissect it. Let's bring it up on the screen, man, and let's see what we got a dub, and let's see if the Giants can literally make the playoffs after we do all this. So let's bring it up here.
Agreed.
You might have to unmute yourself if I show it, just FYI.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, we're okay.
No, we got. He's gone.
You look good.
I'm gone, but thank you, man. But let's go through it, right? We got the Eagles coming up next week, right, guys? I know everybody's like, what kind of production is this? New York Revival. We don't care. Then we got the Commanders, the Vikings, the Colts, and then the Eagles. Guys, with all of that schedule that is left, right? Do you think they'll go in and actually win against the Eagles next week? Let's be honest. Is that a win or a loss? And I'm going to start with Hefe.
This weekend is a loss.
This weekend?
Yeah.
You can't predict them beating the Eagles. There's no fucking way you can predict that, like, confidently. We have if we beat them, it's a huge upset if we beat them.
Yeah. I want them to stay close. I want them to stay close. Keep it close. Hopefully they get one of the guards back, man, because Fletcher Cox and Jordan Davis and Sue and Linval Joseph are going to eat the middle of our line alive. And that's been the whole crux of this whole issue. and it's very scary against Washington.
I felt
the Commanders dominate us in there.
I felt this way for the last 3 weeks, and I definitely mean it against Philly. Do not run a halfback dive up the middle. Like, just throw that play out. Throw that play out. Like, in general, throw it out, but definitely not into the Eagles. What they have.
I got you.
I appreciate that.
You get some FaceTime now too. Don't worry.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I didn't know what he was doing back there. I almost caught him flat-footed.
Yeah, you did. So guess what? There. So guys, listen. I have them losing against the Eagles as well. Unfortunately, I don't see them coming out and dominating that game. Let's be honest, man. The Philadelphia Eagles is the best team in the NFL right now. So I think they're firing on all cylinders, man. I think the coaching staff is really well, and I think they have more depth than what the Giants have at this moment. So I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning next week as well. So let's move on to the Washington Commanders, guys. And that's the game that we really need. And I'm going to start with you, Speed, if you can get some airtime here. Washington Commanders, so you got to win or loss?
That's going to be the win. That's got to be the win. I'm praying for all the odds. It has to be the win. And listen, they swept us last year. You have to get a win. You have to get a win here. It's a must win. I think we'll have everybody back. I'm hoping, honestly, if nothing else for this Eagles game, I'm hoping we just stay healthy. If we stay healthy and go into that Commanders game as is with all the health, get a guard or like Izudu and Bredesen back, I think we'll be cooking. I think the offense will hit on a good level. I think we win that game.
All right, let's do it.
That's all I got to say about that.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We didn't have any injuries in the last game. Did we lose anybody?
No, fairly clean. Get Adoree back too, some point soon.
So I think for Washington, we could have potentially Adoree and McKinney. I think they're both on their way back.
Do you see his hand though? Did you see a picture of his hand? How I don't know how he's going to do it. His hand is in full like cast mode still.
Is it really?
But listen, put a fucking club on that motherfucker. Go like
JPP it out.
We don't get interceptions anyway. Just club it up.
Exactly. Just knock it down with that thing. Take a couple heads out. You got it too.
You got to assume that's a win. Sunday Night Football, everything on the line. That's a win.
Yeah.
I would say this, man. As far as the Washington Commanders, guys, don't forget they're getting Chase Young back. The Washington Commanders is also getting healthy as well along that defensive front. So I have to tell you this, man. Listen, I will tell you this, man. Yeah, I'll tell you this. With all that being said, guys, I really think the Giants are going to pull this out. I think they're going to be like, listen, we don't want no more push. We almost had this game, and the fans are going to be fired up, man. I think Dayball is going to come out, and there's going to be a whole lot of, they're going to be very well prepared to beat the Washington Commanders, man. So I say that's their game that they're definitely going to win, hands down, in my opinion. So I think we're all unison there. But the Vikings, guys, and I'm going to say this right now, and if you don't mind, Speed, I'm going to just take this real quick. I think they're going to beat the Vikings.
Yeah, honestly,
yes. I think they're going to beat the Vikings, man. I think they're going to surprise us, and everybody's going to be down on them to lose this game. But I think Dayball is going to have these guys ready for the Vikings because I think they're going to be healthier. They're going to get a lot of people back. I really think that this is going to be one of those games you sneak out an extra win to put these guys in the playoffs. And I'll tell you right now, the Giants going to the playoffs.
Wow. At Minnesota.
I just feel it. I think it's it.
I recommend you watch some Justin Jefferson highlights.
Yeah. Listen, we need Adoree back. We need Adoree back for that.
And he should be back at that point.
On somebody. Like we need both McKinney back too. But I kind of agree with E. The Vikes are a little fraud-ish. They're not frauds.
Yeah.
They're fraud-ish.
Fraud adjacent.
I think they could be had. And listen, it's on Christmas Eve. Kirk Cousins with his little primetime games and important games. Sometimes he folds like a cheap suit. And so I hope that it happens then. I hope we have Adoree and we have McKinney back. They can win that game. They can. The Vikings are a fraudish 9-2 team. They're not that good. They're not 9-2. I know they say you are what your record is. I don't think the Vikings are.
What is the Eagles' record? Are the Eagles 10-1?
No, yeah.
I think 11 or 11. 11-1. 11-1.
Wait, hold on. No. Let's see. NFL standings. The Eagles are 11-1.
11-1, bro. See, they're very good, but I don't think they're 11-1 good.
Agree.
I think they're 9-3 good.
Yeah, right. 10-2 even. Let's say 10-2.
The Giants.
Yeah.
The Giants are 7-4-1. That feels right.
They are what their record says they are.
They are what their record says they are. I'll tell you that. Hell yeah. Right. So who you got? Who you got, Hefe? The Vikings.
That's a loss.
Ooh, wow.
Okay. We can't score. We can't keep up. They can score.
I hear you. All right. Next one. On to the next one.
Let's do the Colts.
We beat
the Colts.
Yes. I think we're all in agreement there. That's a must win.
So, guys, let's get to the nitty-gritty. We got the Eagles, the last game of the season.
This is a big one.
Is this a big one? Do the Giants need this game to get into the playoffs? And I'll tell you this, a lot of people saying that it is. And they're hoping that they rest the Eagles starters. But I'm going to tell you this right now, a division game, they're not laying down. I don't think they're going to lay down. I think they're going to start their
plays. What's the bigger goal, though, E? What's the bigger goal? Are they trying to just knock us out, or are they trying to be healthy for the playoffs?
Keep in mind, they're also probably going to have a first-round bye. So their coach may not want them to sit still for over 3 weeks.
I don't think
it's going to be interesting.
And exactly, that first-round bye might be there. So now you're talking about them resting for about, like you said, 2 to 3 weeks, right? 2 weeks?
Long.
So that's way too long. They're going to come out all cylinders, and they're going to bury the Giants, especially last season.
I think it's going to matter, too, because I think Washington's probably going to win another game along the way.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this is why that game is even more important.
Exactly. That's why you got to beat them at home when you had them on the ropes, man.
You know what sucks, guys? You know what really sucks? That after the Commanders play the Giants again, they're playing the 49ers, and that should have been a game the 49ers win. But now with no Jimmy G, that's a game that's Washington probably, if not favorites, they got a very good chance. So it kind of sucks that Jimmy G went down when he did, man, because you're hoping that San Francisco would have taken care of business there.
That was our best bet to knock off Philly or Dallas in the NFC
hey, Baker Mayfield now. No, he's on the Rams. Sorry.
Right.
No, Rams. I don't know why. First of all, why? I mean, I get how the waiver wire works, but man, why are the Rams going for it? Why are you even trying with Baker Mayfield?
I guess it was kind of like free.
I guess so.
It costs $1.5 million, and if they have somehow they have cap space. Don't ask me.
Right.
I have no idea how. Yeah, I have no idea.
But
I'll tell you this, guys. I want to do a quick segment here, and guys, feel free to break down your wins and losses in the comments too, man. This is what's good. Yeah,
come on.
We can hear it too. We want to hear you guys. If it was an L, etc., come on, guys. We want to hear you too. You know what I mean? But I want to hear in the comments as well. Yeah, that's true.
Hey, he's talking about the Eagles there. That's Jerry from Giant Side over there. Awesome podcast.
I don't think so, man. These guys are gonna come play, Brian. I think so. I think they're gonna come, man. That's too much resting. And you know what happens when you rest in football? You get rusty, man. You're gonna lose that first round.
Dude, when the Giants went into Green Bay and smacked them, they were the best team in the NFL, and Giants wound up winning by I think 20, almost 20, because they just caught them flat. You can get flat with that bye week.
I agree.
We'll see.
And
boys.
listen, Belichick didn't sit their guys right when we won in 2007, right? So guys, they're gonna go out there.
What are we saying here?
Jerry, people are loving Jerry in the house. Thanks for coming, Jerry.
Jerry,
hey, the best. He's the best. Listen, guys. So what are we saying here? 9 wins? Or are we saying did each of us have 2 there? Like I don't know.
You guys had 3. You guys had 3 with Minnesota. I'll go 2, and we finish at 9. Is that 9-4?
No, 9. 9-6 and 1.
9-6 and 1. Such a weird.
That's what it is. I hate these new numbers. They're not simple anymore. The time it makes my brain explode. It's
we got 10 games if we win the third. I think that third one is going to put them over the top.
9-7-1.
So I think that's
9-7-1 would be a superb first year. That's what we keep forgetting. We keep forgetting this, and we get mad that we're not playing like championship ready football when this year was free. Supposed to be let's see what we got. Here's what I'm upset about. The last 2 years we felt like there was a leash on Daniel Jones, and he wasn't bombing it.
Hold up. Before you finish. Let's get right into the segment. We're diving in. Hold on. Let's get right into the segment, guys. This is a segment here in New York Revival. Our signature is what is called What Got You Pissed? All right? So, guys, put in the comments of what got you pissed this past game or anything in the world. Put in the comments. We'll highlight it. But, guys, let's go around the room. And I didn't mean to stop you. What got you pissed?
What got me pissed? Did I say that without even realizing?
Yeah, you said it just naturally.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
That was a just
That's why I just stopped you. That's why I just stopped you.
Motherfucker. We're so buttoned up on this program.
Yeah, right.
What's got me pissed is that we didn't learn a goddamn thing about Daniel Jones in the previous 2 seasons because he was on a leash the whole time with the worst offensive coordinator in the history of the NFL. So it's like now it's year 4. Hey, we got the Chiefs passing game coordinator, the Bills offensive coordinator. We're going to find out what Daniel Jones is. We're still playing this conservative shit offense.
Yeah.
Like, let it fucking fly. So I feel that way very strongly. And then I hear people tell me, like Sal in one of the spaces, Sal's a good dude. He was telling me, he's like, looking at it, he's like, a lot of these routes have deep options and Daniel's just never taking them. So at the end of the day, it's either he's still on a leash because they don't trust him. Because all of a sudden he started putting it out. He trusts Slayton, it seems like. Maybe he doesn't trust anybody else. But
and how could you?
He's not taking chances, right? And like when you take a deep shot, there's a couple different outcomes, right? But like we're not taking enough for it to be a catch or defensive pass interference. You put it up there, they give those pass interference calls easily. You can't touch the receiver. So you got to take more chances with that shit. Even if it is Slayton, right? One hit him in the hands, the other one he caught. Those could have been 2 big completions. So you got to take more fucking chances. Just go. And because Daniel Jones, there's no tomorrow for you, pal. That makes you a very dangerous person. Go fucking sling the ball. Daniel, like if you have 5 games to prove that you deserve more time in New York, you better fucking flip a switch and get that fire in your eye and go become somebody. Because this conservative dink and dunk and afraid to turn the ball over is not going to do it for anybody. Dave is going to be like, I can get that elsewhere for a lot cheaper. You know what I mean? So he's got to go fucking throw punches, take a shot. You're playing with house money this season. You have a chance at the playoffs in the first year of a rebuild. Fucking go for it. Throw some punches. And that's what's got me pissed.
Can I just add a little bit to that, brother? And I say this, and I think me and Speed went at it in the group chat one time. But I was saying this, Speed, and I'm gonna say it. We're gonna say it publicly. We're gonna figure it out from here, right? But I was saying this, Speed. He doesn't have that gear, like that next gear. When it's playoff mode, you see what Eli can do. When it's playoff mode, you see what the defense can do. Like you see on different teams when they have certain games left to get themselves into the playoffs, there's an extra gear. You see Saquon Barkley has an extra gear. It's just Daniel Jones is Daniel Jones. And it's pissing me off because it's like, dude, after all of these years and these times that went by, we still don't know what he is. Yeah. And it's just so upsetting that he just doesn't separate himself. Like at the beginning of the season, I'm like, okay, he's doing all the things he didn't do in the previous season. He stepped up. Now this is something that no one thought you can do this season. It's to be that guy to have that next gear to go in and get us into the playoffs and play in playoff mode now. He doesn't have that. And that's the part that upsets me. And I go, you know what? Maybe he's just another guy at this point. Like maybe he just doesn't have that gear. And that's what I was just trying to say. Can Daniel Jones play? Sure. Does Daniel Jones have all the odds stacked against him? Sure. He doesn't have an offensive line. He doesn't have wide receiver. We get all of that stuff. But sometimes those players that are just special and that's just elite and that's just above average will find that next gear. He's not. But is he above average? No, I just think he's average. I just think he's average.
Let me go back at you real quick here. You mentioned Eli, right? He had that next gear. You know who he had that next gear with? First year. They won the Super Bowl. Plaxico. He had Toomer, and he had Steve Smith with Ahmad Bradshaw and Jacobs in the backfield and one of the best offensive lines. That he could find that gear when you have a little help. Let's talk about the second time, 2011, when he had that gear. He had Nix, Cruz, Manningham, Jacobs, and Bradshaw behind him.
And the worst line in the league. And the worst offense in the league. Statistically, yes, it was. There were 32 in the NFL. Guys, get in the chat. Let me know. The worst line in the league that year. And he stepped up. But go ahead.
He had 3 of the best weapons to throw to in the league, in with Nix, and he had Manningham, and he had Cruz.
An undrafted free agent. But go ahead. And I love Cruz, by the way. There's no slight to Cruz at all. Not at all.
He's
absolutely.
Anywho, so what I'm saying here is that I hate that we keep not having this. We keep having this excuse for him. He has nobody to throw to. And Slayton is a wide receiver 3, and I love Darius Slayton. He has proven me wrong.
He's a perfect wide receiver 3.
He's a perfect wide receiver 3, but a wide receiver 2 makes that one of those catches, one of those bombs at the end of the game last week. He either makes that catch on the deep bomb, or listen, you're talking about throwing the ball deep. On that second play, you have to force pass interference. He was getting pushed out of bounds slowly, very easily. Pushed out of bounds. Force pass interference. Go up and get the ball. Eli doesn't have one guy to go up and get a ball for him, man. And his best weapon, Saquon Barkley, has looked like a shell of himself in the past couple of weeks. And if please someone tell me that I'm wrong here, because Saquon has not looked like vintage Saquon.
He's not looking for the offensive line. He's not looking for work anymore.
Yeah.
He lost that. I'm like, fuck anybody, fuck everybody. I'm just gonna go out there and go crazy. He lost that.
Right. Exactly.
He's probably injured. He's probably injured.
He's tired, man. The offense runs around him. Who else?
Yes. Okay, you take away the best weapon from Daniel Jones that he had, and now he's literally got nothing. He's got the worst wide receiver group in the NFL. He's got now less than good Saquon, and the interior of his line. Every time they call a deep pass, he's getting murdered. That's why Kafka can't call more deep passes.
I just don't like. I don't like comparing Eli to Daniel though, because Eli made those guys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that.
Isn't that a great quarterback?
But Eli would throw with anticipation. He could read defenses, and he had a better line. That's a huge factor, and a better running game overall. Like 2 stud running backs. They had a good running game for a lot of his time. But like, he was making tight window throws with NFL separation, right? Like, Daniel's not making tight window throws. It's like, if it's not there, check down.
That's the biggest difference.
Playing scared.
You're right. Well, he doesn't have the fuck it mode. Eli had fuck it mode.
Is it him playing scared?
Yes.
Is it him playing scared, or he can't make the throw? I don't think he can't make the throw. I don't know what it is though. I think Daniel Jones
did not give a shit if he threw an interception. That was the biggest difference, and that's what made him clutch. That's made him clutch.
That's the gear. That's the gear.
Yes. Like, well, I don't know if Daniel has that mentality. You have to have it's a killer mentality.
So that's what we're saying.
I'm gonna make a fucking play here.
He's not a killer. He doesn't have the Black Mamba mentality.
But that doesn't make you. But my overall point is that doesn't make him a bad quarterback. That you could be a top 10 to 15 quarterback by doing what DJ does and having a good cast around you. And again, he's not a Herbert. He's not a Mahomes. He's not Rodgers. He's not Brady. So he's not elite. So you need to give this guy help because he's not elite, and that he doesn't have that help. So he's going to just keep doing this, where he's going to have okay games because he can't carry that. He's not that guy. So he's not him.
You are on the side of Daniel does not have weapons. He's got the bad hand. Who is he supposed to throw to? So what would you?
He's also not a franchise guy.
What would you do with him at the end of the season?
I've been banging this drum. Sign him for 2 years. Sign him for 2 years, under 20 million, and hope if he gets more than that, toodles. Peace out. Like we'll figure it out after that. You sign him at your price. He should come back because he got good offensive mind in the second year system. It's better for him, I think. Sign him for 2 years and draft your quarterback in this next 2 drafts. You know the saying: don't go looking for a job when you don't have a job. While you have a job, go on your interview so you can go seamlessly to the next one. While we draft the quarterback, while you have at least an average version, even if he's average E, at least you have an average quarterback that you get better weapons around him. Theoretically, at least that could make the offense better. Draft your guy in the next 2 years, and then you make your decision in year 3, 2025.
It's going to be very interesting.
It is, and I didn't want to pull off this segment, but forgive me, we had to dive in just a little bit. But let's get back to it because me and Speed's going to go behind the scenes and chat about this.
We'll have
See what happens. See what happens.
Guys, we forgot we got a show here. I forgot we got a show here. We got a show. Look at you, man! Like,
wow.
It is a little bit of light. It is a little bit of light, but yes, I got into it.
You're always under this light. I've never seen you sweat like this.
No, he is going in. I like it. I like to bring this out of Speed sometimes.
This is the Giants fan base. You bring up Daniel Jones, you get into this debate, people start sweating.
Much more red.
So, guys, of course, I got to finish this segment of what got you pissed. Spiro, what got you pissed? Oh, we got to say that at the same time, El Jefe. Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3. What got you pissed?
What got me pissed? What got me pissed, guys, is and I hate, and I'm going to go back to Daniel Jones here. I just hate that every single game that we lose, it turns into like an indictment on Daniel Jones every single game. We pick apart every single throw of his because, listen, we are a bottom level roster still. We are so tight, so thin on the win or loss scale that every mistake that he makes is times 1,000. And I just hate that every time he has an okay game, we get on him. Even if he has a good game, we get on him. Every single game this season, we crucify Daniel Jones after it every time. Daniel Jones wasn't the reason we won that game or lost that game or tied that game. He did what he needed to do. And he didn't win it, but he didn't lose it. So that's going to be Daniel Jones. That's Daniel Jones.
That's part of the problem. People want a quarterback that's going to go win him a game.
And he's not going to do it with this cast of characters. He's not going to do it.
So it always goes back to that. This is why it's
exactly.
a never-ending game.
I don't know why everybody expects something different. Listen, it's like banging your head against the wall.
Time is running out.
Something else. It's like you're expecting something else to happen. I don't understand why. He's got the same cast of characters and the same play caller. I don't understand what everybody's expecting to happen. Like, hopefully he carries us 2 more wins, but not every game has to be the fuck Daniel Jones show. Like, not every single one. That's all I got.
Even when he played well and we won, it was still it wasn't because of Daniel Jones.
Exactly. He can't win.
And listen, the funny part is when he was balling, man, we gave him a lot of credit, right? We gave Daniel Jones a hell of a lot of credit. It's just I feel like he's different.
Did he do much different in the first couple of games than he's doing now? Like you said, you were giving him props earlier on. Did he do anything different?
I can't tell if he's staring.
I think he controlled. I was thinking because I'm really thinking back. I think he controlled the game more. I don't know if he's conservative. I don't know if it's the play call, which I'm gonna do what got me pissed because I really think it could be a Mike Kafka thing. You know what I mean? What pisses me off is Mike Kafka. At the end of the day, you saw this last game.
We got Jeff. We got to say 1, 2, 3.
What got you pissed, man?
You know what got me pissed? Mike freaking Kafka. Because the first couple games, he's actually like the beginning of the games of the season, he actually called some pretty decent games. It looked pretty good. Daniel Jones looked competent. Daniel Jones looked like, not say competent, but Daniel Jones looked like he was willing to throw more. Like he was more daring a little bit with the football. He ran a little bit more. He was more decisive with his decisions. Now it seems like they have him playing a little more reserved. Like if you don't trust, like they took the trust away from him. Like exactly. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's injuries, etc. But if Daniel Jones was the guy that you trusted at the beginning, what changed? What changed, Kafka? Why listen, when they scored, the Commanders scored that touchdown, I believe it was, that's when we started going deep to Slayton twice in a row. One he dropped, one was an incomplete, and the other one was a running or something that didn't work. Like, Kafka, what are you thinking? What's on your mind? Right now, at this point, listen, and everybody's tweeting like, oh, I can't believe they're blaming Mike Kafka. Yes, he's the offensive coordinator, especially if it looks different from the beginning till now. This guy looks like he's just well, we got to win a record. Let's just try to ride this thing out and hold time of possession. No, you're supposed to fight. You're supposed to go out there and be that attacking offense that you said you was going to be. Remember at the beginning, we was like, man, this is what Joe Judge should have done, that attacking offense. Now it doesn't seem like Jason Garrett's back there playing tempo ball again. That's why I tweeted like, where the hell is Kafka? Because it seems like Jason Garrett all over again. Like, what's going on with him? At this point, Dayball needs to pull him aside and say, listen, man, if you don't got the balls to do this, move and let me call the plays. Enough of this. I understand he's a rookie, but accountability is huge. Accountability is huge. And especially what Dayball said, like, listen, we was out coach, we was out this, we was out that. He was talking about Kafka. That's exactly what he was talking about.
You specifically say out like they had better play calls than us.
Yeah, way better play calling.
You might as well say Mike Kafka. You fucked up.
Exactly. And at this point, I wouldn't be shocked if Dayball will call those plays. Especially, this is what I think will happen during the next game. I think he'll coach or call the plays as far as Kafka the first half. If it doesn't look somewhat good where the Giants are in this game, you'll see Dayball on that headset giving them plays. I guarantee you. And listen. Let Daniel Jones go. The fact that we're still in this season and don't know who he is crazy. If he's a gunslinger, we don't know. If he's a guy that's conservative, we don't know. Because we just see that he has flashes of certain things. Let him go. Let him go so you know what you got. This is the thing that pisses me off. Pissed off Mike Kafka. Let them guys play.
Let's go.
I can tell, Eli. That was genuine. That was genuine piss right there.
let me just say this. One last thing about this Daniel Jones. If Darius Slayton, and again, I think when it comes down to it, Slayton, I think he mistimed his jump by a millisecond. I feel like he was coming down as the ball hit him in the hand, and if he was going up, or hands. You're right, both hands. Which that's a big thing.
In the palms.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
I think touched his hands both.
But listen,
the palms.
That you put that in his in Daniel Jones's total yards, and he's got 300. Motherfucker, you got me. You got me. I was going. Son of a bitch, you got me.
Oh, here's where it falls apart, folks.
Oh God, what I'm trying to say before he got me is that 300 plus yards total yards if you complete that. He had 71 rushing yards, and he had that would have been 250 plus passing yards if that completion's made. That was such a big drop, bro. Such a big drop.
That puts us at their 40 with 2 minutes left in regulation.
That you think that's I would like to say that's game over, but it's a Giants offense. Who knows what will happen? But man, it's so brutal, so brutal. But anyways, that's all I gotta say. Like that's a good defense too. That's a Washington defense. It's really good. He could have had 300 plus yards against them and a touchdown. And
I have an honorary what got you pissed, and Monty said it in the chat before. This was my original one, and then I just went on a DJ rant, as we do.
Yes, we do.
Luciano on one of our many chances to win the game.
Yes.
You go flex like, bro. What? You're a rental player. Just read the room. Job. Just do your job, bro. We don't need flexing or giving the ref any reason to back us up 15 fucking yards in that situation.
That's game over. That's game over.
Feliciano gets the gigantic sack, the revival gigantic sack of the week. That's what he gets. That's a good one. The gigantic sack of this week is Feliciano.
It's
hands down. The gigantic sack, Feliciano this week.
You can't.
Good job.
You can't be a borderline player and make that kind of egregious mistake at that time. Yes. At that time, especially. Do in the first quarter, second quarter, fine.
It's unacceptable.
And he acts like they were up by 2 touchdowns. Like, dude, like they could still came back and they did. Like they could have come on.
Dumbass, bro.
It's right. I didn't get it. They brought him to be a vet. Monty's right. I got to give Monty credit. It was his original.
And he does that.
And then he goes with that. What kind of vet thinks as a vet? You got to know.
Guys, you're a professional fucking football player. Just be smarter. That pisses me off.
Guys, I want to do something special here, and I'm always off the rails at this point.
Oh, gosh.
But guys, hit the link. I want to know what got people pissed this week about this game. I just want to hear one person. What got you pissed when we get a chance? But guys, I want to say this, man. We got the Eagles coming up, man, and we got a new segment. All right. This new segment is called "What Is He Thinking?" by El Jefe. So guys, we're gonna drop something, and let's see what we got here. Jefe.
Oh boy, here we go. All right, you might have to mute yourself, guys. But this is the Titans. This is Titans ownership right here, getting absolutely blasted by Eagles fans. And right now he's thinking, first off, good thing I'm pretty rich in my luxury box. Like nice. Number 2, he's thinking, man, someone's getting fired tomorrow. And because we let AJ Brown walk out the door, and now he's torturing us for fucking touchdown after touchdown. Right now he's thinking I'm firing someone because I'm embarrassed. I'm threatened with my life right now. I have Eagles fans in my face, and I'm about to turn as red as Spiro talking about Daniel Jones. He's about to fire somebody. That's what he's thinking.
And he did. And he did.
Right? Yeah, did he?
Yeah. Man, they fired the GM.
He fired the GM.
Oh, yeah. You guys didn't know?
No, really?
Today.
Yes, today. You nailed the look. If you didn't know that, Jeff, you nailed the look.
You nailed it.
Dude, Titans are another.
You didn't know that. That's even better.
The Titans are a playoff team again. They have like a big lead in their division. They've been in the playoffs every single year. Fired their GM in the middle of the season. Because I guarantee it's because they let AJ Brown walk. He gets picked up by the Eagles, and then he torches the Titans. I mean, that's the definition of a revenge game right there. That's just a beautiful revenge game.
That was great. And guys, that's a continuous segment of what's he thinking by El Jefe. And what got you pissed too is going to be a recurring segment too. But guys, hopefully that was entertainment. But that was great. I thought, what was he thinking is, okay, you're going in your Toyota. I got the Bugatti outside. That's what I thought he was thinking at that point. Hey, yeah, give me the finger. Yeah.
Hey, man.
Go back to your shack.
It's scary in Philly. I've been there. They're no joke over there, man.
They're not, man.
They're a bunch of savages.
Let's go in, man. What do you guys think of Philly, man, and their fans, man? And I'm gonna start with Mr. Glass Half Full. What's he got?
Well, listen. I mean, I know a lot about Philly. I went to school there. I went to school in the suburbs of
in West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yeah, I married my wife's a Philly fan. Her whole family's yeah. I hate to bring it back up again, but
now I see.
Yeah. So I know all about them. They are ruthless. They are a ruthless fan base. It is. I used to go to games in Lincoln Field, and they were always scary. Even when we win, I used to put my jacket back on and walk very quietly out of the stadium very quickly. They don't fuck around over there. So they're a scary bunch. I also dislike them the most. They are a bunch of shitheads. The whole Philly fan base. Cowboys, I don't care about. Washington, I don't care about. Philly is always the game for me. It's always the game for me. So this is going to be a brutal matchup, man. Brutal matchup. They're like you said, is one of the best rosters in the league. I got to give them their flowers, man. Harry Roseman's a genius. He put together a perfect team. He's allowed Hurts to do exactly what he needs to do to win the games. It's a scary match. Their defense barely has any holes. But listen, they got run on. They got run on a couple times. It's I don't know. It's hard to say what their best avenue is to winning at this point, other than a Herculean effort by Saquon Barkley, and DJ. DJ's gotta beat them on the ground with his legs, just like he did a couple years ago with the 80-yard almost run. DJ's gotta have the game of his life. Saquon's gotta be old Saquon. They gotta run some screens in there, catch him off guard, maybe catch a couple touchdowns. This defense has not let up a score at all. They haven't let a team blow them out yet. So if this defense could do that, if we can come up with a great game plan, they could stick with it. But I hate this game. I hate it.
I hate
it. They're the worst fans in any sport, in any city, in anything. That was their old stadium, the Link, right?
Yeah. No, Veterans Field. Veterans Field was the old one.
The Vet.
Yeah,
that was their old stadium. So when I was 21,
they had a jail in there.
I was a fearless 21-year-old. I go decked out in a Rodney Hampton jersey to Monday Night Football at Philly, and I was fearless. I didn't even think anything was wrong with what I was doing. I had shit talked on the way in, fine. Giants wound up losing that game, and I, on the way out, got the jersey ripped off my body, like multiple people pulling at me, and like, dude, I'm like, your instinct is like start swinging, but there's 40 of them.
Yeah, you can't do anything about that.
Oh yeah, you gotta take the L.
I'm like, hey, this is laundry. I'm gonna go home with my life instead.
Exactly.
I was like, oh, good one, guys.
You can have it. I didn't want it anyway. I didn't want that jersey.
But scumbags, the worst. Just the worst of the worst.
And I got spit on by a handicapped person before in Philly. A handicapped person. Yeah, they were. I was sitting in front of the handicap row. A guy in a wheelchair spit on me. And what am I supposed to do?
Take the guy. I ain't gonna lie. I'd have kicked him out of his wheelchair. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Again, yeah, but if you do that, if you do that, like Jeff was saying, there's 40 other Eagle fans around you that are gonna pummel your ass.
Oh, yeah.
Got a point.
So
got a point.
It's no situation.
Guys, can I ask a sidebar question real quick?
Sure.
Philly and Dallas. They both look like deep playoff teams, which fucking sucks, but it is what it is.
It does.
It's sickening.
I'm going to tell you why it's better if Philly goes the distance than Dallas. Okay, and then you can tell me your thoughts.
It makes me nauseous.
I know where you're going, and I agree.
I know.
Well, go ahead.
But listen, Philly won a Super Bowl a few years ago. The whole 0 Super Bowls thing, that's over. They already won. That, and like you said, Howie Roseman put together a perfect team. Not to mention, they have a fucking top 5 pick next year, which is just goddamn disgusting.
It's not fair.
After the roster they already have.
We need the Saints to pick it up.
But Dallas, we still have that beautiful aura of them not winning shit since the 90s. So I would really like for that to continue, because if Dallas goes on and wins the Super Bowl, we're fucked, guys.
You're right.
And we're really buried. So it's better if it has to be one of them, let it be Philly. As gross as that.
I agree. I totally agree. I'd rather hear Philly fans than Dallas. I can't stand Dallas.
Win the Super Bowl over the Cowboys.
He's telling his wife.
He said a nice thing. He did say a nice thing.
That's funny.
She said 100%. 100%.
I'm sure.
I'll let them get to. We could always say, "Hey, we got 4," and Dallas. Please don't let them get any more. Please, for the love of God.
I don't even want to think of this situation. I don't want it. But it sucks because it's like a very likely scenario. One of those two teams is going to the Super Bowl. San Francisco without Jimmy G looks.
Dude, one of them's going. One of them is going.
Man.
Yeah. Dude. So, guys, let me ask you this, man. What we can do to stop Philly, man? What's the keys to victory? And I'm gonna start with Hefe.
Well, just get your rosary out and hope that our turf monster erases half their roster during warm-ups.
Oh, gee, yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
No, because here's the thing: the messed up part is it'll mess us up, and it won't mess Philly up.
Dude, everything I could hope for is just like not who the Giants are. Like I would say, not to mention like they're second. Like they got Slay,
they don't have goals,
and they got Bradbury.
You need Saquon.
I mean, it's got to be the best possible game. It's just like we don't have the mojo right now. So if you're telling me that they're going to go from losing their mojo to whooping Philly at home, then I'm gonna be out of my mind, Spiro. You're gonna have to carry me out of the stadium because I'm just
I mean, we'll be there. So shout out to anybody in the chat that is going to be at or that is watching that's going to be at the game. Come find me, Jeff, and we wish he was with us, but we're gonna drink a lot of beers for E. And L16 comes L16 in the parking lot with
all L16. That's where we'll
come to the gate and let's get down. Let's get down because who knows what's gonna happen when we get inside the stadium.
Hey guys, just to let you know, guys, we are doing something pretty cool here for you guys, okay? Because right after this show, right here, you're hearing it first. We are taking pre-orders as of today, tonight, for the New York Revival gear for the first time, guys. So please, we're going to put a link out to where you can actually send, some funds to, of course, support the New York Revival. And you can pre-order hoodies, you can pre-order your t-shirts, your Revival stickers, everything here, guys, that you can actually pre-order, man, and we'll send it to you once it becomes available ASAP, and hopefully we give it to you before the holidays. That is the goal. But guys, hit that pre-order, support the Revival, man, and let's get this thing going, man. Please support our gear. And man, there's gonna be some stuff coming out soon when you're gonna have your favorite past guests rocking some Revival merch, just to let you know. So look out for that too. You want to have that as well when that drops. So guys, after tonight, we're going to drop the Cash App. We're going to drop the Venmo. We're doing this all ourselves, guys. So support the small business, and that is us. And get your Revival gear, man. As of tonight, it's going to be awesome. So
I would say send a DM to New York Revival on Twitter, and we'll track all the orders through there if that works for you guys, and we'll get it out to you guys. But we appreciate you. I do want to hear. We got Brian waiting in the chat real quick.
Yes,
back stream. I just want to hear from Brian, who is like the biggest Daniel Jones believer on the planet.
My boy, me and B.
Tell us how we're going to beat Philly, Brian.
So I'm that.
There he is. There he is.
I'm slotted already, right? I'm slotted already before I even start. So first of all, cheers, you guys.
Hey,
cheers, my brother. Cheers. Thank you for joining.
You know, you guys, we've all been following this league for a long time, right? And every time you think you got this thing figured out, it humbles you, right? It surprises you. And and I think I heard it said last week that there's almost always a path to victory, regardless of who's the favorite, who's the underdog, right? So, I do think that we have a chance. I think there is a path to victory. I think in particular where we get some of our guys back, especially on defense, right? I think the way that Washington game unfolded would have looked a little differently had we had McKinney and Dory Jackson in that game. Probably win that game if we have those guys
100%
in there, right? So that's actually a partial answer to your question, Hefe, that you asked earlier about what happened, right? Well, I think partly the answer is injuries happen. So the team we were rolling out there, where we were getting all those wins, that's not the team that showed up the last few weeks, right? In particular, Bellinger, which affected the running game as well as the passing game, some injuries on defense. So, I mean, there's and the offensive line, that's been an issue also. So, yeah. So I think there is a path to victory. Obviously, we got to not turn the ball over. I think if Washington could. And I watched that game. I know some of you guys probably watched that game if you didn't watch the highlights. Yeah. That they ran the ball on those guys, right? So they physically dominated them, and it wasn't so fluky. The ball bounced off somebody's helmet, and they won the game, right? So.
And that's why the Eagles went out and signed 2 tackles the next day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's fact.
So I think I think we have a shot. We just. It's just it's one of those things. But I think we can win. We're going to playoffs, guys.
I like it. Okay. I like it. Yeah. That's my boy. That's my boy.
Round of applause.
First time on the revival, right, Brian? First time.
Yes, it's my first time actually. Yeah, it's ironic because Jerry's in the chat, and I was actually a video guest on the Giant Insider podcast not too long.
Awesome.
Started. So yeah.
Well, look at you on the up here, Brian. Look at you.
I guess I'm a shameless media slut, So
I love it.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I mean, we get into these Twitter space and giant Twitter wars, civil war. I think authentic actually.
It gets crazy. It gets crazy.
And I get angry sometimes, but I also have to calibrate it with the fact that at the end of the day, it's just passionate fans that want their team to win, right?
Yeah,
so it's
absolutely.
just a matter of the methodology to get to the goal that everyone wants, right? So, I think, and to your question, to your point, glass half full. You're not half empty today, right? Or you're full today?
No, we're full. We're full. We're back.
So, to your point about trust, my issue with that they don't trust Daniel is it goes back to if they truly don't trust him, then why are we throwing 40-yard bombs, to Slayton? Why are we opening up the Jaguars game, throwing basically every down except for one negative yard run by Barkley, and everything else was a pass for a touchdown, right? So I think they trust the quarterback. I think, and actually, I would recommend to you a recent thread today from Dan Schneier, where after he did some film review, you may have seen that, Spiro, where he basically, after looking at the film, his impression is that they don't trust the interior offensive line. I think that's the issue. And if you look at at what we ran almost every game. Every pass play was a play action pass. There was one true drop back pass under center, and we got blown up, and it was going to get sacked. Right. So I think their decision at that point was, well, fuck that. We're not going to go back to that, and so we're just going to stick with our play action. So I think they don't trust the receivers, and they don't trust the interior offensive line with good reason. Right.
That's fair. Yeah.
Was Daniel perfect? No. But even the pass to James at the end of the overtime, I mean, that was a
gutsy throw.
That was a gutsy throw, right? I mean, tight windows. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this DJ stuff's going to sort itself out. To your point, and I think you're right, Spiro, that it basically what it's going to come down to. They'll give him a 2-year deal, 2 or 3-year deal, make it team friendly, maybe give us upfront bonuses to guarantees to minimize the cap hit, and they can address the other issues. They may or may not draft a quarterback depending on how passionate they are on the quarterbacks that are in the pipeline, right? Because we're probably going to win too many games to pick high enough of the draft. And I don't see them, although I've had this conversation with a number of people on Twitter today, I don't see them blowing a bunch of draft capital because this roster has so many needs to just do that. I just think that's a recepe for disaster, right?
I agree. I appreciate you, man, and you all great points. We're gonna see how it shakes out, man. We said that we're gonna judge them on this season. Now it's come down to the final games. We still don't know. I feel like we still don't know. We never know. We might not know ever.
We said going into last season. Just give us an answer on Jones. Just give us an answer.
Yeah,
and now here we are.
And I think also and I'll share this anecdote for you for the first time, and it's the first time I've said this publicly because I didn't want to have this person basically overwhelmed by toxic giant Twitter. But when I was in Greenville, South Carolina this summer, I was at a hotel downtown Greenville, and there was a quarterback camp in town, and none other than Donovan McNabb was in the hotel. And so I ran into him downstairs in the breakfast buffet, and I asked him what he thought of Daniel Jones. And he said that he felt he was a good quarterback, but he also said that he still felt it would be kind of a difficult year for him because he felt like that people were underselling the transition of Brian Daboll from a coordinator to a head coaching job. And so I found that comment interesting because I think we're seeing a little bit of that both with Kafka, and you guys have made this point already with Kafka as the first-time offensive coordinator, and with Daboll in terms of situational and management, football situational management and clock management. We've seen that rear its head a number of times in this game. I'm not I'm not saying that they're bad, all of a sudden bad coaches. I think they're great coaches, but I do think they're learning on the job. You guys have made that point, and I think that's definitely had some. We've had some challenging issues, and obviously, as you mentioned, Dave already mentioned that in the post-game presser in terms of some of the play calling. So, anyway, you might have other people that you want to get on, but
No, hey, listen, we appreciate you,
BP. Appreciate that, man. As usual,
yeah, man. Yeah, and stay around the chat, man. We appreciate you for coming on, and we'll hopefully get you on at the end of the show, man. But appreciate you for calling in, man. Always.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap soon with Brian. Good to talk to you face to face. It's like
it's
real life now.
You guys. Yeah. So I enjoyed it. You guys have a good evening.
Thanks for stopping
by, brother. Thank you, man. And if you guys, man, don't know who BP is, man, then you just don't have Twitter and you just don't know what's going on in Giants. All right, you gotta have Twitter to know who that man is. All right. But guys, man, this is the last part of the show. Unless you guys have anything else, but we'll wrap up, man. Thanks BP for calling in. Shout out Jerry in the chat, man. Wow, that's what's up, man.
Oh, hey, let's talk about one thing before we leave. Still undefeated with our If the Giants Win challenge. We did not lose.
Can't make this up. We can't
lose. We can't lose. We can't
lose.
We can't lose.
We can't lose. So, guys, listen, of course, If the Giants Win challenge was a push. So we're going to just have the same challenge that we have. We're going to release a kid photo of us if the Giants win for this week, guys. And we're going to put the streak on the line for the Philadelphia Eagles. And we all picked against the Giants, right? But maybe this superstition on if the Giants win can supersede our prediction, guys. So here's our perfect record. If the Giants win, challenge is going to go on to Philly. We will release our little kid picture. But you know what, guys? I feel like it got to be something a little bit bigger. So I'm going to say this here, and I'm going to say this right now on the fly, guys. If the Giants win, forget the little kid pictures. I'm overstepping this. I will release a 16 freestyle with my good friend Ransom. All right, guys? I'm telling you right now, we will, and that's the rapper. I'm not a rapper, all right? But we will release this. This is a big one. So I figure it's a big one. Let's go in. But shout out to Ransom if you're watching. If the Giants win this week, we will release a 16 freestyle of something fun, something great that is Giants related for you guys. So stay tuned. If the Giants win, we will do that, man. I think that's a pretty big thing.
And also, do your own shit. Do your own if the Giants win too, and challenge other people to it too.
Tag people, tag them.
The best one of the week, we'll get a shout out on the show next week. We're gonna shout you guys out. But that is a bomb. That is a bomb. Let's go.
Man. Let's go. That's the rapper, man. Ransom, man. You know how much it costs to have Ransom?
We're in the hole. We're in the hole.
We're in the hole here. Right?
Deep in it.
Luckily, we made some cool friends along the way because
damn right.
That's damn right. So we'll put
guys after we do this. By the way, I just want to lay out Tiki Barber. If you're watching, man, if the Giants win, man, we love to have you on the show. Come do something if the Giants win. Nate Burleson, all the past guests, Joy Taylor, all the past guests that we have. This is a challenge to you. Lawrence Tynes cashed in, so I can't ask him.
He's good.
So I'm asking the rest of the Revival guests and even future ones, of course, when we have you on. If the Giants win, what would you do? I'm challenging you right now. If the Giants win, what would you do? This is a cool trend. We are back at it. The Revival boys, let's keep the superstition going. We are undefeated, and let's make sure we're undefeated for Philly. Let's go. But let's do it, man. I challenge those guys as well. But go ahead, Hefe. I'm sorry.
You're good, man. You are good. We're undefeated. What more do we need to say? We'll put out a tweet with our challenge, and then make sure you comment underneath with what you're willing to do. You want to call somebody else out? Go ahead. But just know that there's receipts. And Pest always sets the mood when he listens to the show. So
I love you, Pest. I love you, man. It's been a while, brother. I love Pest. But guys, of course, this concludes New York Revival. I just want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you for BP for calling in, Jerry. Everybody,
they came to play today.
Y'all bought it, and thank you for welcoming me back. I felt the energy. I felt the love. Thank you so much, guys. You don't know how much this means to all of us here. And on behalf of my guys, you guys know what it is. And that's Mr. Glass Half Full. That's Speed if you nasty, man.
Let's go.
And my brother El Jefe, a.k.a. White Jersey, a.k.a. Blue Jersey, a.k.a. El Shefe, a.k.a. Douche Guitar, a.k.a. Hi. Hi, Jefe.
Hey, Douche Guitar.
Hey, Douche Guitar.
Hey, damn it, Daniel. And your boy, Eli Rex, a.k.a. Vibes. And thank you for watching New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. Y'all have a good night. Peace and blessings.
Let's end with a gigantic sack.